Oh, I didn't see you there. I don't really have a review plan for this week. This is awkward. I guess you can watch me take down my target. Come along. Okay, Mr.
Orville the super spy.
Orville! Do you have any last request?
I have one. Review Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park 3? Why?
It's an abomination. Someone needs to review it.
If I review Jurassic Park 3, not only will I be one of many people who have reviewed Jurassic Park 3, but it won't be original.
Think about it. You owe me this last request.
No, I don't.
Think about all the extra hatred you hold inside you for this film.
You're right.
I have one final request.
What?
Let me review with you.
I guess. I mean, you would be my first guest star on the show. Fine. What's your name?
Orville.
Okay, Orville, before we start the review, take these.
What are these for?
They're notes. You can't do a review without taking notes of the movie you're going to do. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, like your Bridge to Terror video.
Shut up! Anyway, before we start the review, a little backstory. In 1993, Jurassic Park was released. It had groundbreaking effects, was an instant classic, and is one of Spielberg's best. So much so that in 2013 it was re-released in 3D. Then, in 1997, Jurassic Park The Lost World was released. And though less successful than the first movie, it is still very fun and has one hell of a climax. Unfortunately, then, in 2001, Spielberg left the directing chair to only become a producer, and left Joe Johnston to produce the terrible, the unforgiving, the disastrous Jurassic Park 3. Okay, so the movie shows up with people doing stuff on the island. This time, parasailing. When suddenly, the people on the boat drive into a fog and they disappear out of nowhere.
Wait, what? Okay, I know in the previous films there's an accident on the island, but they actually show what happens. In this, they drive into the fog and poof, they're gone.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. I mean, the idea is a dinosaur got him, supposedly, but what dinosaur can catch up with a speeding boat into a fog? And don't you dare tell me the pterodons got him. If the pterodons got him, then you would have seen the pterodons. They're not hard to miss. They're flying dinosaurs. How do you miss that?
Obviously, it's the Fogosaurus. That's the only logical answer.
Shut up. If we keep making jokes and complaining about every plot hole, we're going to be here all day. So, the two people get stuck on the island as we transition onto Ellie Sattler, who is apparently not married to Dr. Grant and has a kid.
Sorry, Grant.
Anyway, we move on further to a conference where Grant is looking for funds, but he also clearly makes us know how he feels about the dinosaurs on the island.
What John Hammond and InGen did at Jurassic Park is create genetically engineered theme park monsters, nothing more and nothing less.
Which is kind of odd considering how in the first movie he clearly says that they aren't monsters. I wouldn't worry about it. It's only plot convenience. Again, we transition onto a couple of mercenaries who are led by Mr. Noodle himself, Michael Jeter.
Mr. Noodle? Oh my, what fond memories. Nothing bad could ever happen to him.
Yeah, I would keep that thought. Also, it's vital that you watch this next scene, as it will be important.
Next we meet Billy, Grant's sidekick, who makes a raptor whistle. Moving on, we meet Mr. Kirby, supposedly the rich man, who was willing to fund Grant if he gives them the tour of the island.
Now, of course, Grant, being the professional that he is, won't accept the money. Oh, Grant, you whore.
On the plane, we learn of a plot known as the Lucky Bag. But that's not important. We want to watch Grant sleep.
Alan!
Wait, what? Are those feathers? Okay, why does the raptor have feathers? I mean, I've heard arguments that they're on a different part of the island, but the point is that these raptors were all made genetically the same, thus they all must look the same. In the previous movies, the raptors don't have feathers, so why are these? I'm guessing it's because of new scientific discoveries, but in this world, the raptors don't have feathers. And even if they did, Grant doesn't know that. He's only seen the raptors without feathers, so for all he knows, raptors don't have feathers. Don't you think so?
I would definitely agree to that.
Why?
After the plane lands, Mrs. Kirby is attracting dinosaurs with her megaphone as we hear something in the distance.
What was that? That's a Tyrannosaurus.
I don't think so. Sounds bigger.
How does he know that?
And another thing, time to show that scene we saved. Here we see the plane explodes after getting hit by one of these exploding bullets just once. In this, we hear multiple gunfires happening. And the Spino isn't hurt? Look at this scene. The plane crashes into the Spinosaurus. I don't care what you are, that hurts. The plane crashes and the expendable black guy is killed.
A real shame. How many more black guys need to be killed by pointless movie plots?
Yeah, that does happen in a lot of horror movies. Anyway, they all run away only to be met up by a T-Rex.
Yeah, T-Rex! Show that Spino who's the real boss of this show.
Yeah! My childhood!
It's dying!
Well, we'll try to keep it together for the rest of the review. Anyway, after the fight, Kirby confesses that he really isn't rich. They're looking for his lost son, and him and his wife are divorced.
But enough of that. Time for a raptor attack.
So, while running away from the raptors, they make for the trees, leaving behind Grant, who is picked up by Kirby's kid, and
Mr. Noodle, no. There's hope.
No! I need a moment.
don't take too long. I guess I'll record while he mourns. Anyway, the kid is found and he reunites with his parents when they hear the sound of a satellite phone, but it turns out
How is that possible? First, a satellite phone cannot be heard from inside a dinosaur. Second, that Spino just ate the T-Rex less than a day ago. And he's still after the humans? What, is he looking for dessert?
seriously, what is the Spino made out of? First, he survives exploding bullets that's able to destroy a plane with one hit. Second, he gets hit by a plane without even getting hurt. And next, he breaks through a huge wall with spikes on it, again, without getting hurt. How desperate is he for these humans? I don't think it's that worth it for him. They're like ants for him.
Anyways, we find out that Billy was stupid enough to steal raptor eggs, which is the reason why they were attacked earlier.
Again, stupidity in movies is happening in a Lost World. It's going to happen here also. But that doesn't matter. The gang makes their way into a giant bird cage in which they are attacked by pterodons. The boy is captured. Billy saves him, and he falls off a waterfall. Oh, and this might be a little nitpick, but I just love how the pterodons have teeth. That would bother me if it was for the simple fact that their names literally translates to winged and toothless.
People make it to a boat and they go down a river where we get a touching moment for those who have not left the theater yet.
And directly after that, we get more shit. Literally. Inside the giant heaping pile of shit, they find the satellite phone, and while Grant is trying to call Sattler, what do you know, they're attacked by a Spino again. Again! I must ask, what is this Spino's problem? Does he really only have human on the mind? Is this really what's going to fulfill his life? But hey, fire scares him away, so it's fine.
Shortly after, they get rescued by the Army and the Marines. And look! As they fly away, we see that Billy is alive.
I'll pretend that he died for convenience of my sake. And look, even the pterodons got loose, surely going to destroy many ecosystems.
Don't we need to show them the last raptor scene?
No.
Why not?
Because it's stupid, shows no point to the plot other than returning the eggs to the raptors. We already knew they were smart. And I don't want to, I just want to get done with the review.
Fine.
Anyway, as I was saying, it was a weak ending for a weak movie. And I read some of the earlier scripts, and two other possible endings was a battle between the Marines and the Spino, and the second one was a battle between the Raptors and the Spino.
What? Those endings are 1,000 times better than this. I seriously wonder what was going through their heads when they made this film. Just what?
Well, I like to think that the main problem with the movie is it lost the heart of the first two movies. In the first movie, there were excellent characters that you really cared about, and they treated the animals as if they were actual animals. In the second movie, though it's flawed, it does get the point across, and it's really is enjoyable. Joe Johnston seemed to take away all the heart and just turn this into a mindless monster movie. But I can at least appreciate the series. I know that it's still strong by the fact that they just re-released it in 3D, and they're planning to make a fourth movie. All I can say is I hope the fourth movie is 1,000 times better, and that the makers of the third movie learned their lesson. I mean, that's all I have to say. What about you? Ha ha! I escaped. You'll never take me down, Orville, Super Spy. Dang it! First he made me watch this entire crappy movie, then he escapes? I'm Mr. Assassin, and those are my 2 cents, and I need a new finishing sentence. Drink!
That is one big pile of shit.